So to introduce our last speaker, I will actually be reading an excerpt from my forthcoming book, After School, which is coming out this September from NP Encounter Path. This book recounts my experience attending and working at FutureLink School, my parents' after-school program, which we ran and operated for over 2 decades in the San Gabriel Valley. So this is the beginning of the book. First,
Can you say where San Gabriel Valley is?
San Gabriel Valley is in the suburbs of Los Angeles, in the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains. So just to situate you all, where I grew up in Temple City is an ethnic enclave. So some children grow up in an apartment or a single family home. I grew up in a school, which was also my family business. When my parents opened the school in the early 90s, it was located in a nondescript 2-story suburban strip mall along an arterial road in Temple City, California. The storefronts of the strip mall were perpendicular to the main road. They faced a long parking lot. Our presence was advertised to the street via a concrete multi-tenant strip mall sign. At the top of the pylon were the words Cafe Plaza. The word cafe is scattered around the neighborhood. Beginning in the 12th century, medieval Europeans referred to China as Cathay. Christopher Columbus thought he had landed in Cathay on his first voyage to the Americas, writing, "I sailed along its coast and found it to be so large without any apparent end that I believed it was not an island but a continent, a province of Cathay." My parents opened Qianzan Dianao, 中文学院 FutureLink Computer and Chinese School when I was very young, before memory. Shortened to FutureLink in English, the 8-character Chinese name was abbreviated to Qianzan Xueyuan, or Forward-Looking School. My dad, a computer programmer, came up with the name to communicate that we were a school for the new millennium. My mom was the principal of the school. Everyone called her Principal Marie, including me. Though my dad also worked at the school, he didn't have an official title like Director Henry. Students and parents rarely addressed him, as he was more of a behind-the-scenes figure. Perhaps people called him Laoban, or boss. My parents moved to the US from Taiwan with their Chinese names and gave themselves English names upon arrival. My mom went with Marie because she admired Marie Curie. I always thought my dad named himself after Henry Ford, but when I mentioned this to my sister, she said no, he named himself after the naughty bald boy in that comic. Then when I asked my dad where he encountered the comic Henry, he said he didn't remember. My parents consumed a lot of American media as children, on the radio and on television, in newspapers and in books. As a girl, my mom dreamt of becoming a journalist and traveling the world, but after her college entrance exam, she was placed at the National Taiwan Normal University. Normal schools, typically state-sponsored teacher training institutions, were named and modeled after the French École Normale. As their name suggests, these schools reproduce a set of norms that teachers and by extension their students ought to follow, often espousing the values of the state. In the 1880s, the directives of the Normal School of Versailles declared it is necessary to learn to obey if one day one intends to command. There's a joke that the school tree of the National Taiwan Normal University, the Indian laburnum brought to Taiwan by the Dutch, was selected because its seed pods resemble traditional discipline sticks used by Chinese teachers in ancient times. So you can read more about that in this little excerpt on the table here. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce my mom and the former FutureLink principal who will be reprising her role as principal for one night only. Today, she'll be performing a new dramatic monologue titled Wearing Many Hats. She was born in Chiayi City, Taiwan in 1957. She and her family, me in her belly, moved to Los Angeles in 1990. She graduated from Taiwan National Normal University and finished 2 years of graduate study at Chinese Culture University's Drama Theater Arts Department. She also has a master's degree in theater arts and dance from Cal State Los Angeles. From 1985 to 1990, she was a drama script writer for Taiwan Television Enterprise, Inc. She was the owner and director of Futurelink School, an after-school program from 1993 to 2017. She is working on a bilingual food memoir based on her childhood memories of growing up in Italy. So finally, please welcome my mom, Chen.